Stay tuned now for a half hour of excitement, thrills, drama, and glorious entertainment. But first, here's Fractured Flickers. Good evening. For those of you who are taking notes for one reason or another, I'm Hans Conried, your host for the next half hour. You know, I'm often asked what it takes to be the host of a big-time, successful television show. Well, frankly, I wouldn't know. But I can tell you what it takes to be the host of Fractured Flickers. It takes unmitigated gall. And since all gall is divided into 3 parts, here's one of them.
Lesser.
It is not. My name is Anna Marie Lesser.
Yes, one of these women is Anna Marie Lesser. To find out which one, we shall explore the amazing facts of her life. We go back to the year 1912 when Anna was just a teenager. Her loving parents lived here in Beverly Hills, but little Anna Marie, not caring for the neighborhood, to Florida, where she pitched a tent in the middle of a greyhound racetrack. This was against the law, and even though a police dog asked her to move, Anna Marie refused. She was arrested and appeared before Judge Crater, who let her off with a stern warning. Anxious to mend her ways, she went to work in a burlesque theater only to break the law the very next day by assault with a deadly weapon and indecent exposure. Judge Crater was not so lenient this time. He fined her $1 and put her on a week's probation. But Anna Marie was a swinger, and you couldn't keep her down. Had she been caught, it would have meant life. But she eluded the police and became a peeping Tom. As we said before, one of these girls is Anna Marie Lesser, and she is now wanted by the FBI. Which one is the real? I guess they both were.
The next flicker on our program really needs no introduction, which is fortunate because we don't have one for it.
To protect you from cheap, shoddy merchandise, we present the Fractured Flickers Consumers Bureau Report. What's behind the Bureau? Our desire is to give you, the average American consumer, only the highest quality products to consume. And man, do you guys consume. The report has helped many up the ladder of success. For it has long been known that those who push a quality product will find themselves wallowing in prosperity. And now, as we see them, here are this month's values. Stabler office furniture gets an A rating. The all-stainless steel desktop holds up under a normal business day's demand. However, a D rating goes to Bashcraft hammers. They dissolve in water or air. Happy Dale farm eggs do not appear to the Flickers Consumer Bureau to be strictly fresh. Therefore, they get a C. See? But Blumpmeyer's split pea soup is prepared the old-fashioned way, and therefore wins the coveted Fractured Flickers Consumers Bureau seal.
Oh, goody!
The little Daisy Dagger is the best buy, and so is the Basher Ball Bat. But this Bullwinkle Moose Suit is the real hit of the market this season. And therefore, this novelty item slides into an A rating. Our transportation research was originally carried on by one man. Now, 2 others have joined him. It was this staff that clearly established the value of Ford's exciting new floating valve drive. And the advantages of Chevrolet's independent front suspension system. As well as Plymouth's exciting new feature, instant backseat cooling. Their studies showed that Japanese motorcycles would not hold up as well as Manila rope. The rope, however, was thoroughly tested in this unique traveling laboratory and given a AAA rating. In fact, it beat all competition. The report also confirmed suspicions that Mexican burros simply do not hold up under use. But our #1 selection this week is Loosedale Tractone. Not because of their sturdy walls, or even because they provide ample bathroom space. No, they win because of their stability. Not the house, you understand, just the bathroom.
And now let's take time for a brief word from Fractured Flickers, after which our commercials will resume without interruption.
This program is brought to you as a public service to the thousands of typical citizens all across the country. This time of year has a special heartfelt significance. Yes, the fun begins when your income tax forms arrive, usually by airmail. When they do, just settle back in your favorite chair while your wife reads you the income tax form instructions. Some people complain that these directions are unnecessarily complex. However, on close inspection, you will find them really simple and easy to follow. Once you've read them, it's a good idea to set them aside for a while and take a moment to digest their contents. Next is the all-important matter of deductions. If you're wondering which ones you are legally entitled to, why not talk the matter over with your local tax official? He's grown to expect this kind of inquiry and is sure to give you a warm welcome. It's important to select your deductions with great care. If you're like most businessmen, there are certain favorite deductions you take each year as a matter of course. In fact, this list of legitimate business expenses at times seems to be endless. It generally includes the family and other dependents, normal wear and tear on your business or home, educational expenses, business expenses, contributions to charities, and major business losses. Remember, the government requires you to report all your income, regardless of its sources. And now, if you've been paying strict attention to this film, you'll find that you're ready to compute your tax. It's a simple process. All you have to do is follow the instructions we've given you, keeping in mind accounts receivable, accounts deductible, losses, receipts, expenses, assets, deductions, gains, dependents, exemptions, schedules, notes, bills, and, of course, money. What could be simpler? Yes, the Fractured Flickers way is the easy way to tax fun. A final note. In the event you innocently make a tax error in your favor, you may be asked to drop in for a visit at your local Bureau of Internal Revenue. While it's a good idea to bring your lawyer, there's no need for concern. Government people are no different from anyone else. They have their problems, too. For example, sadism, paranoia, homicidal mania, and so on. If your case proves difficult to handle, the government may dispatch an agent to your home to make a discreet inquiry. If you're like most folks, you'll show him the same courtesy you would any casual visitor to your home. He'll want to look over your records rather carefully. Most people anticipate this need by preparing the papers before he arrives. If the case warrants it, your taxman might bring along an assistant or two to facilitate his inquiry. Remember, This is a relationship based on mutual trust. These men do not suspect you of concealing anything. They simply want to glance here and there and have a casual look around. Often as not, any tax discrepancies they discover can be settled on the spot, amicably and with the utmost discretion, to save you the embarrassment of public exposure. So you can see that tax-paying the fractured flickers way can be painless and can be fun, too. All it takes is a little initiative, a little ingenuity, and a little larceny. Aren't you glad you pay taxes? Don't you wish everyone did?
Are you there? Are you there? Oh, there you are. Some of you are probably wondering what this thing is that I have in my lap. Well, it's called a Ouija board, and it's an ancient device for communicating with those who have left this mortal sphere for that big movie lot in the sky. Tonight we're going to use it to try to get in touch with some of the long-gone stars of fractured flickers. But the Ouija board always works better if you have a partner, and particularly so if that partner is young, beautiful, and talented. And I think this young lady fills the bill very nicely. Ladies and gentlemen, a recent import from Switzerland, and star of such pictures as Dr. No and 4 for Texas, Miss Ursula Andress.
Thank you, Hans. I'm very happy to be here.
You're very happy. Now, Miss Andress, are you ready to begin our experiment in communication with the spirits?
Ready.
Now, if you just come a little closer. That's it. Now, Ouija, are you there? Are you out there? Ouija, we're running a little late. You'll have to hurry. Oh, yes. Ouija is here.
Can we talk with the silent movie star of long ago?
Yes, again.
Who are you, a movie star of long ago?
T.
Oh, T.
B. Those are initials, probably. I wonder who that is.
Hans, there is only one silent movie star's initials are TB. Theta Barra.
Of course, Theta Barra. Are you happy up there?
No!
Oh, she's not. Well, Miss Barra, you are up there, aren't you? Oh, well, that's definite. Anyway, but she's not happy. I wonder why.
What makes you so unhappy? F.
Oh, initials again. I wonder what they stand for. Fleeting fame, I suppose. Or fickle fans. They always make me unhappy.
No,
Fatty food, maybe.
You know very well what is that FF.
What?
Fractured flicker.
Oh, of course. Why didn't I think of that? What do all you movie stars talk about throughout eternity, let's see.
M. O. N. E. Money.
I'm afraid we have a very low budget on this show, Peter. I can't do anything. That ends the game, I guess.
She always was a temperamental actress.
People could walk right off a set like that. Anyway, thank you for being a most charming ghostwriter, Miss Ursula Andress.
Hans, you don't really believe all this, do you?
Oh, Miss Andress, I think very highly of my Ouija board.
Because he lets you speak with the other world?
No, but it's a legitimate way to play kneesies with pretty girls.
September the 10th. I knew as soon as I got out of bed that morning that this was to be a day of destiny for me. Of course, I couldn't find any hot water for my bath. I couldn't even find the bathroom. I had just about decided to chuck it and go back to bed. Then I thought of that grand old man, T.J. Lovelace, head of the public relations firm where I worked. What would T.J. say?
If Pomfret doesn't punch in on time, I'll fire him.
So right away, I got up and glanced at the trade papers. There it was in black and white. Vice Presidency open at T.J. Lovelace. Yes, this was to be my day of destiny. Hot dog, like huzzah. I determined to talk to T.J. directly, even if it meant going over people's heads. T.J., you know I've always looked on you as a father, but this vice presidency thing is bigger than both of us.
Vice presidency? You young whippersnapper, you haven't got a line of publicity on the Prindle account since you got it. Look at that paper.
I don't see anything.
Neither do I. Not one word about Prindle Prepared Foods, our biggest account.
Oh, our only account. T.J., I promise you Prindle will make the headlines in tonight's paper.
Bah.
Now, I gotta make an important call. Hello, hon, get me Marcia Mallow.
Hello.
Drop everything, Marcia. I got another job for you.
Who is it this time?
Name of J.B. Prindle.
Roger.
Right. Well, by then it was 10:30, so off I went to lunch, not forgetting to say goodbye to T.J. At the club, I ordered a small steak, and because it was my day of destiny, I also ordered a martini. Make it a double. At 2 o'clock sharp, Marcia snuck into Prindle's apartment. At 2:15, I dropped into the newspaper club. Help you, sir? Get your mitts off that. Then I had a little chat with a friend of mine who writes a column for the Evening Wretch.
A good story is worth a couple of bucks.
No, it's for free.
Even better. Come and have a drink. You think.
At 2:20, Mr. Prindle found Marcia in his apartment. They really didn't hit it off too well at first. At 2:30, I visited police headquarters.
Back off, you hat.
Here I spoke briefly with the desk sergeant, whom the other cops called Stubby for some reason. You'll go right over then?
Okay, but I think you're a lousy stool pigeon.
I'll shake on that. Bye now. Bye. At 2:45...
I tell you, I didn't order a masseuse. Now, get out of here. Go on.
Come here, honey. Those neck muscles are all tensed up. You need one of Margie's special treatments.
At 2:46, the cops and reporters broke in. At 3 o'clock, J.B. Prindle was in the clink.
Extra love nest raided. Breakfast food tycoon caught with masseuse. Wife sues for divorce. Prindle out on $50,000 bail. Extra.
At 5 o'clock, I took Marcia Mallow and a copy of the Evening Wretch to T.J.'s office.
You think he'll like it?
He'll love it. Watch. T.J., Mr. Prindle, gentlemen, Marcia, I suppose you're wondering why I called you all here.
Yeah.
Look-a here, T.J. Is that publicity or is that publicity? I told you it was my day of destiny, hon, and when I'm vice president...
You bird brain, this stuff just cost us our only account.
Well, I just followed orders, T.J.
Well, here's another one. Get out.
But I always looked on you as a father, T.J. Come on, Marcia.
Wait, the young lady can stay. I think my neck muscles are tensing up again.
Well, the next day, the trades carried the news. It seems that for vice president, T.J. appointed somebody else who looked on him as a father. His son. Yes, September 10th was my day of destiny, all right. And now, each week, at the unemployment office, as I stand hat in hand before the window, I realize I was destined to be a bum.
This is Scotland Yard, headquarters for England's most brilliant detectives. The greatest of them all can be found in the basement. Inspector Reginald Tower, Tower of London.
Hello up there, Tower down here. Behind me is my collection of criminal artifacts. Allow me to show some of them to you. This is a murderous check. It bounced so high it killed 3 people. This diabolical weapon killed my dichondra. These 3 are murder, especially when it comes to spelling. These deadly little vandals ruined my living room carpet. And finally, if they ever get this thing off the ground, it's bound to kill someone. And now for the object that killed Professor Dame May Walter Mitty, this Do Not Disturb sign. Let me tell you about it while we share a glass of old stinking together. Mitty, a daydreaming sort of chap, lived in this observatory in which was housed a gigantic microscope. There's Mitty now, the one on the right. One day, while Mitty was looking at heaven knows what, he fell victim to the prying eyes of a foreign agent bent on his destruction. Mitty was totally unaware that he was being spied upon as he gazed at a star. There she is now. A star at Minsky's, you know.
I know.
But now let us get down to the crime itself. The foreign agent was under orders to dispose of Mitty any way he could, and I must say he gave it a good try. Mitty, nobody's fool, took precautionary measures, and this is where the sign comes in. The villain struck again. This time his choice of weapons was successful. Of course, I wasted no time in getting on the case. Piper Heidsieck 55 it was. Then I began to question any suspicious characters who happened to stumble down into the basement. Not right away, of course. I questioned the Lone Ranger, Joel McRae, Tom Dewey, 2 pillow testers, and my wife's sister, who flipped years ago. I never was quite sure about her, or him. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the most astounding case it has been my privilege not to solve. Do you know who the murderer is? Well, I arrested this chap, and then they locked me up in this basement, along with the fellows who wrote this flicker.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next flicker is one of my all-time favorites. I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as I do. What is it?
Well, football fans, the season is over and it's time to put the old horsehide away. And who made our fractured Flickers All-Pro team this year? Here they are, 11 of the top pros in the country. And now for an individual rundown on each player. At left end, the man with the $1 million hands, Eddie the Grabber Durkin, who broke all previous records, and his back. Next tackle, the most sensitive lineman in the league, Carl Tinkerbell Donlevy. During the off-season, Tinkerbell is a crybaby, among other things. At right guard, Harry the Cat Lombardi, shown here wearing a bathrobe he made himself. Playing center is without a doubt the most popular player on the team, Big Mommy Lipscomb. Alternating at right guard, the 3 Kowalski brothers who played for Bless You. At right tackle, good time Charlie Ackerman, in the off-season, a party crasher. At left end is kicking specialist Hoof Gibson, also a staunch Democrat. Here's our flanker back from Mexico State College, senior citizen. And at right half, Jumpin' G. Hossifat, a native of Boulder, Colorado. And there is the dirtiest player in the league, star fullback Benedict Arnold, who once played for West Point. There they are, fans. 11 of the best-looking men to ever trot out on a football field. And who is our player of the year?
Well, it can't be him. I put him in jail.
1, 2.
This is Hans Conried bidding you a fond farewell and leaving you with this thought. If all the cars in the United States were placed end to end, it would be Friday night on the freeway.